Welcome. It's Saturday, February 21st. It's 9:25 in the morning. And we're going to have the Board of Civil Authority meeting for South Burlington before our March Town Meeting Day, March 3rd election. So we just received instructions on exiting the building from the city clerk to those here present in the room. Would want to potentially move the agenda item 5 to later in the agenda to hope that we have enough of a quorum, if that's okay with everybody present. Yep. Yes. Please speak up if not. All right, thank you. Number 3, we're going to go to agenda item 3 and report from the city clerk.
Okay, and then the only other agenda item I would change is that we should adjourn before we test the tabulators. I just don't see how that's going to be beneficial to record the testing of the tabulators, and the door is open. It is a public meeting. Anybody can come in. So
any objections to adjourning before we test the tabulators from those present or online? No. Thank you.
Okay, great. So in terms of reports for me, I already introduced you to Sally. So we're thrilled to have her on board. I wanted to just review that this week I sat with Allie and Momin, who are the 2 reps from the high school to the school board. We sat in the lobby of the high school and did 2 voter registration drives. Got 23 people registered to vote, about a split between 18-year-olds and 17-year-olds. So not all 23 of them will be able to vote in a week and a half, but all the other paperwork is ready. They just have to do their oaths when they turn 18, and then they'll be ready to go. So that was great. New this year, we have translated ballots for those of you who were part of or following along with the charter committee of the last year and a half, 2 years, I guess. There was a lot of conversation around whether or not we should forward to the council, forward to the voters, a proposal for all resident voting, regardless of citizenship for local elections. It was deemed that now was not the time, or then was not the time for that. But based off of those conversations, there was certainly a desire to meet everybody in our community and proposed, potentially translating ballots. So when I say translating ballots, I just want to be clear. The ballots that are going through the tabulator are not translated. So the translated ballots are just going to be posted at the polling locations and are also posted online. Good morning. So nothing that you're going to need to know about while you're processing, except for the big thing, the big tower of papers that when everybody comes into the polling list, sites that have, the Secretary of State's office information, the map and the street listing, that will also have those translated ballots as well.
How many translated ballots?
So how many languages? There are 6. So it's Arabic, Spanish, French, Swahili, Somali, and Nepali. And we got to those by working with the school district and the library to kind of see what translations they're using. So also at the polls, we will have iPads that have translation programming on them. So they'll sit with the BCA in the back. If anybody is in need of translation services, there'll be a printout of exactly what to do. The library is using them right now, as well as the police and fire departments. So we're going to do a little training with the library this week. So we haven't experienced them really yet.
And so I can type up an introduction sheet.
And so we'll type up an introduction sheet.
Can I take a picture of the English ballot and translate it into?
Nope. So what we'll well, I mean, potentially, but I think this software is really like conversational.
Oh.
So essentially you're going to log on and they're going to connect you with a translator,
A live translator
through the iPad.
So
So that will be unlimited language ability,
including ASL.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So that's something that's new. I went over just quickly staffing at the polling locations, but we will have our staff deployed as usual. There is going to be an election worker. So this isn't necessarily you, although you are more than welcome to come. But for all the election workers, next Saturday, somebody already came early today, in preparation. We invited them to stay, but they didn't want to stay. So we're just gonna do a breakfast. We'll, introduce all of the staff will be there. Just kind of get a lay of the land. Also make sure that they've done we'll do the video at that point, assuming it's all prepped and
I
ready.
think we should show the video to all of them, even though it's only for one position.
Yeah.
I think it's useful.
But just to, do a meet and greet and just really set the tone for the election. I think it's something that I know I haven't done in the past, but is an important piece. So we're looking forward to that. And then I just wanted to go over the ballot counts so far. So when I said it was kind of a sleepy election, we've only issued 470 ballots. So in my mind, we're a week away from the election. I know it's a little more than that, but the office closes down at noon the Monday before the election. We're obviously closed on election day. So we're talking about 5.5 more office days. And we've only had 470 ballots go out. Out of those 470, we've returned 308. So there's still about 160 out there that haven't been voted yet. I'm assuming those will probably come back in the mail probably by Monday or Tuesday. Thursday will be the last day that we stop sending out ballots through the mail. As everybody knows, mail has been really cloggy. Everything from here needs to go to Hartford, Connecticut to get processed before it comes back. So I really, and even this week, we've been really cautious in telling people, we will do whatever you want us to do. I would really recommend if you're in the area, just come grab your ballot.
Mhm.
And you can vote in the office now, or you can take it home with you and bring it back. But I just concerned about trusting the mail. Having said that, I think that there are a lot of people, just with the political climate in the country, that don't want to come to the polls.
Mhm.
So I'm just wondering what's going to happen. Maybe it's just a sleepy election that a lot of people aren't going to vote in. I don't know. But I would think that we'd have a lot more in-house voting than we've seen so far, but maybe next week will be much busier. And then I just wanted to quickly, just for lay of the land, so you all knew, when we say early voting, there's kind of two different things. There's asking for an absentee ballot to be mailed to you. So we're doing a lot of that. That can come through the phone. People can call and ask for that. You can fill out a form online and send it to us. You can get a piece of paper and fill it out here and take a ballot home with you. Or you can go onto the, My Voter page and select that option for yourself. We every morning go through, make a list of everybody that has requested that. We issue the ballots through VEMS, we print the labels, package them, they get out with the mail. So it's usually, unless it's the weekend, a 24-hour shorter turnaround. The other option is in-house voting, which we've had since since February 9th, where you can come, sign the clipboard, get a ballot right here, vote at one of the voting carousels, and bring it right back. And that's why we have a ballot box up there. So I just want to review kind of the process. So we've had a couple people say, my vote is not anonymous because you're making me sign my envelope. So correct, the fact that you voted is not anonymous. Your
How you voted
ballot
is.
and how you vote is as anonymous as I can possibly make it, as any of us can possibly make it. And yes, do I know inside something that you've signed is a ballot that is your selection of votes? Yes. I somehow have to get that into the tabulator. So short of I'm just opening and not looking, that's the oath that we all take. But similarly, if you go to the polls, your neighbor can see right behind you that you've been to the polls and that you voted. And then that is public information once we do the participation report. So while no one would ever know what you voted on, everybody has access to how many times Tim voted or how many times any of us voted. So I think we're just kind of starting to see a little bit of questioning of process.
Mhm.
So I want everybody to know our process in case you get asked. So what happens when a ballot comes back to us, whether it comes back over the counter or it comes back through the mail, or if it comes back through a ballot box, is we receive them. We wand them in if it's something that already has a barcode, or I hand enter them if it's something that, is over the counter and we've written on. And then all of those for the day go into a bin that's right next to Tim that say, hey, we've received these. they're checked off that they came in and the date and how they came in. So a voter can go, if they drop something off to me over the weekend to this weekend, they can check on Monday and see, oh, they received it. And this is the date that they checked it in, and this is how it came through. So if somebody drops something this weekend, it'll say the 23rd, because that'll be the date on Monday, and it'll say Dropbox, because that's how I will receive it. But there's Dropbox, mail, or hand delivered. So you can follow your ballot that way. And those all get dumped in there for the day. And then towards the end of the day, I take them all, I divide them into districts, and then I print reports off of the election management system that say, okay, how many ballots did we take in for District 8 on this day? And then I print that report and I verify them against the ballots that we have, and I wrap them and I bundle them together. So these are each of the district bins that have those bundles that we're aware of seeing, in pre-processing or when I bring them around to the voting locations on election day. They've already been entered into the computer. They're already set to go. The only thing anyone's going to do in the BCA, they're already in the checkbooks, is open them and run them through the tabulator, keep the envelopes to the side should we ever need to look at them, for verification. So that's the process in a nutshell. It's a public process. Anybody is welcome to kind of watch what we do. The office is always open. We have these here so they can be guarded and watched, but also so people can see the process. So I just wanted everybody to be aware of that. Best we can do, I think. Are there any questions about absentee ballot voting, early voting, in-house voting?
Mine is just if you have like a senior member, are we doing senior voting at all this year at the House or?
Yep.
In the various communities, and if the senior had signed up for a previous mail ballot last year,
Yeah.
do they have to sign up again?
Yeah, that's a great question, Jen. So yes, you have to elect to do this every single year. So there's not a system that the Vermont Elections Management System allows for in perpetuity. So when people call, usually it's I didn't get my ballot this year yet. And I say, but did you ask to have your ballots mailed? Well, I always get them. I said, so every January, call us and say, hey, I want my ballots for the year. The extra confusing element is since COVID, the Secretary of State's office has elected to send all of the state and federal election ballots directly to people. So
That's
I
why.
think a lot of people
Mhm.
think, oh, I should have gotten my ballot by
I
now.
was confused.
Yeah, so that's why. I mean, certainly the BCA could elect to choose to do that in future local elections, a conversation topic to have. I can certainly get back to you with what a cost of doing that would be to I don't know if it would eliminate confusion, but we certainly could. But when we think about right now, we've only sent out whatever the 470, we have 16,000 voters. So it's 16,000 ballots
And envelopes.
and envelopes. And it takes me 2 days to send about 400. So something to think about and talk about for sure. But so far, outside of COVID, that hasn't been an option that we've explored.
In terms of ballots that come in, if they come in the day, I mean, when is the election over in terms of
Mail ballots.
mailed in ballots?
So in Vermont, the election is done regardless at 7 p.m. on poll closing. So if I get seven ballots the next day in the mail, they don't count. They do get recorded. So I do put them into the election management system under the received this day, received after election. So they don't even get opened. They just sit with the rest of the election files in the vault until they reach their lifespan and get destroyed.
Which is 90 days.
Yeah.
Local election.
So I think the confusing piece for people is I try to market that if you have a ballot and you don't want to go to the polls, it needs to be at City Hall by 4:30 on the day of elections. Because at 4:30 is when the two boxes close. So the front and the back ballot box or drop-off box. And then I'm doing the last runaround so people can enter them in. Because at that point, those haven't been pre-processed and verified.
Mhm.
Those need to go to the front counter to get checked off in the book. And that's why, last election, we started the green and the red. So you'd get a bundle and it would have a green sheet of instructions that's like, these are already in the books, just open them and run them through the tabulators. Or you get a red card on top that said, stop, these need to be entered into the books. These are the late bloomers, let's say, and then they can be processed. So we'll continue that because that seemed to work pretty well.
If I happen to know because my, great nephew, was running for mayor in Croton on Hudson, and they had to wait like
Yeah.
a week.
Mhm.
And is that a
Because of the
city?
postmark?
It's a state decision.
It's a state decision.
Yep, so each state runs theirs differently, and in Vermont, we don't do that.
Okay.
As a city, we have elected to do that for taxes. So some people are like, if we don't have taxes on the day, you get a penalty. Here, there's, I think it's 10 days that we wait for the mail to come through. So yes for taxes, but no for voting. Any other questions about that? Okay, super. I
So I
think
can wait 10 days to pay my taxes?
as long as it is, well, here's the concern, as long as it's stamped, but now with the post office saying, even if you put it in the mail that day, we might not stamp it that day.
Right.
Oh,
So unless you bring it to the counter,
sorry.
pay your taxes early. So they're on
I'll
time.
tell you, but
I think those are the only report outs for me.
Okay, so item 4, master schedule for the March 3rd election.
So it's in there, you can unfold it. You've already seen it in email form, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody was on board with what they've been scheduled for. There were a couple people that need breaks during the day, so we've backfilled for that. I can say, since I've been here, this is the most solid schedule that I've put together, knowing everything is covered and everyone's confirmed. So usually it's like, I'm still reaching out to people, but this feels really solid.
Questions, concerns on the schedule?
I don't see my Starbucks break anywhere.
Uh-huh. Let me note that in, Tim, but you have to send me your order. The thing is, I'll get it for you, so that's the sickness.
Well, we'll get to that later. Flaming hot
The
Cheetos.
flaming hot Cheetos, Tim, yep, it literally is on the list.
Okay, and we check in on item 5, which we're moving to item 10.5 if we don't yet have a quorum, but Jen has arrived. How's our quorum count?
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, I've included 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no one else online. The thing is, we're not 21. We're down 2 people. So
Ann is down, and we don't count her.
we count her, because either way,
Well, no, in other words.
but her position,
Her position is 20,
yeah,
which means we're reduced to a 20 count.
but we're
right?
reduced because of Megan.
Even more.
Yeah, so we're down to 19
So I think we're okay.
as a quorum. of
That's
19.
how I read it. I
So
think
we're
that's the
9
best
out
we're
of
gonna,
19 is
9 out of
quorum.
19,
That's
What's the threshold for a quorum?
half plus 1,
Half of 19
It's
is
9
8
and a
on
half.
this.
Yeah.
and we're 9.
Okay. There we go.
so we.
I think we're 5.
Okay. So based on having a forum, let's pick up agenda item 5, approving a list of election workers for March 3rd.
That's the third thing in your packet.
Sorry, next page.
So you have this list. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
Mine
17,
is
18,
I
okay,
see that.
Yes,
21,
I see
22.
that.
just as anybody interested, the Oaks is OAKES for me.
Looks like we have 43 names to be approved. On the election workers, we have the presiding officers, 5 of them, and attendant BCA officials, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is Cindy Magoo. I don't think she's got a human second, third to last. Is that?
I think that's right.
It is right.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I think you are correct.
Good.
It doesn't have a U.
Okay. So it's EO.
So we'll make those corrections for Jen and Cindy.
Fair enough. But I will need a motion to approve this list of election workers.
So moved.
Seconded.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Tim. Sorry.
That's fine.
Anyone else? Any other discussion? All those in favor, please say aye. Sorry. Go ahead.
Not all. I'm not seeing all of the check-in people on the election workers.
So like Linda De La Rochiere, are there specific folks that are not included? Andy Johnson, for instance?
So check on the back of that sheet. Do you have a back of your sheet?
No, I don't have that.
No, okay.
Oh, good.
So I can send this around for everybody to look. This is the master list, so you can go ahead and take a look. So I would approve the back list as well as the front list. There may be duplicates, but
Well,
everybody's on there.
paperwork that we've been handed, can we just pencil out who's missing on the right-hand side there? For instance, Andy Johnson doesn't seem to be part of the list. Is Maura Cullen in here? Yes, she is. Mona Tolba,
Andy's there.
okay,
Floater next to Maura Cullen
Andy Johnson's at the bottom of the right.
on the election worker.
on
Yeah.
this sheet, I see.
Johnson's bottom
See,
right.
so I just wanna,
Add Andy,
because this is
yep,
the official stuff you sent out for the notice, I wanna
Totally.
make sure we add in the names that were not on the notice. You know, handing around this in
Yeah.
person is great,
yep,
but I just
But
wanna
he is.
have it part of the record as to who these folks are.
And the person that I
But-
was missing out down.
yeah.
And, okay,
Sorry.
And Andy is on that list as well.
so can we,
He's third from the bottom on the second column.
got it? Can we find any other names? Just take a double check here,
Yeah.
folks.
Happy to have everyone double check. Lynn, you had a question?
You know, what is the check-in for?
So the check-in floater is gonna be somebody that's available to kind of meet and greet people, but also cover bathroom breaks and telephone calls. And there have been times in the past where the lines have gotten clogged because somebody's chatting with a neighbor.
That's right.
So just to have an extra set, an extra
Mm.
person.
The check-in floater is, it doesn't show what time they come and leave. So I can see we got a morning check-in.
You should have one for each. There should
Right,
be a
that's-
morning and an
that's-
afternoon. Yep.
Okay, great.
So there'll be 3 people at the front table at all
At
times.
all times. That's great.
And then 3 in the back, assuming 2 BCA and 1 person at a tabulator.
Yeah. Does TJ ever come and get trained?
I have offered to do that one-on-one training.
Cause I do it at every election, and it would be great having sitting.
Yeah,
Another new position that we're having this
I agree.
year is a greeter position at Tuttle. So we're gonna have a table at the entrance to kind of help people, be an initial person.
yeah, to do that shifting, that sorting through.
So could you help me with, William David G in Chamberlain? Having a hard time
Finding him.
Yep, W. Dave Gerns.
So
He's responded with William and he's responded with Dave and as the sign. So it's the second column first name.
Got that. Everybody here, please,
It's just the poll workers, not the.
I'm almost done checking here, but if you all could make sure you're satisfied with all the folks.
Everyone I look for so far.
Would you send me
So-
that?
Got it. Thanks, Jen.
Yep. Here, forever. What's, let's see.
Phone numbers for all the people who are in these positions.
Yep.
is in the book.
Yep. So Lynn, it looks like I didn't make a copy for you guys, but it'll look like this.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that's not I can't, that's not alphabetized, so I really couldn't find myself on there. I'm not sure who's supposed to be on there, but I'm like,
It's just the election workers. I can
We can
alphabetize
alphabetize
it.
Check the name.
I was doing based off who was confirming, so that's why it's in that order.
So I checked the names of the check-in folks against the list that we have, the 43 names, and it matches. So,
great.
is everybody comfortable? Have they done their own look at it? All right, do we have a motion? We have a second. We've had some discussion. All those in favor of approving this list of election workers for March 3rd, please say aye or raise your hand. Aye. Thank you. Anyone opposed? Abstaining, please speak up.
That was not a name.
Okay. Let's go to item 6.
Sure. So we now have, I'm gonna just grab it so I can show you, Sally, I'll just grab mine. Yeah, maybe, yeah, if you have it ready, great. So, in the back of the house, you'll have your, laptops as usual. So the Vermont election management system now no longer looks exactly the same. It used to be kind of like a, yellowish green. It's now more of a blue gray scheme. Still gonna do inquiries. It still functions very much the same, but it just looks a little different. So Sally's got it up here. And now the access is a double verification access. You used to just be able to put a password in. You can't do that anymore. So because everybody is going to be different, we didn't want to have a verification that went through someone's phone. So now we have a YubiKey. So these are going to be in the gray binders. There's going to be a little pencil case that is in the 3-ring binder that'll be labeled YubiKey. So if you are the presiding officer, you're going to unzip that the morning of the election, grab this out and put it into the thumb drive next to right here.
It's just a very skinny USB. So you want to just have the Y facing up. Stick it in.
And then you're still going to have a password. So you'll have a username and password that will be in the gray binder. You're going to log that in, and then a screen is going to come up.
For
So,
multi-factor.
yep, for multi-factor that will say, do you want us to send you a code, or are you using a YubiKey? And so you're going to click on YubiKey, and then you're just going to put a finger right on this top circle. You don't have to press it. It's heat sensitive. And a whole bunch of numbers will come in that YubiKey line item. And you just click yes, and that gives you access
That gives you access to.
to the election management system.
Oh,
So it's just a way to authenticate, to do a double authentication without having to send a text message or a telephone call, because we just could not figure out a way that was going to work on election day for everybody.
And in this case, it's an email. So you're gonna log in with your username and password, which you'll have a handout for. And then you're gonna select YubiKey instead of send an email. If you send an email by accident, it's okay. It's gonna go to a Gmail that has the exact same password as this, which will also be in your instruction sheet. So if that mistake happens, there's not a worry. But you would just hit YubiKey. And then you're gonna tap this button. And then a crazy long code pops up. And it's different every time. And then we'll hit authenticate. Authentication successful. And now you are into the read-only version. As you can see, there's only inquiries available. So you have no chance of messing up anybody's voter record or anything like that. It's just a search tool for you to look at people.
I couldn't.
Don't know their address.
Are you pushing the using key?
You're just touching.
The button on the
This
using
slide.
key, okay.
Don't even need to push it.
This is
It
different
says
from last
touch it.
Are you?
Yep.
No, but I.
Last time there was no authentication at all.
No, so this is new. So with the new system, they instituted an authorization, authentication. So it's new for all of us. So we have these two.
Mhm.
So it's anybody that's using the system. I just keep mine continuously plugged in to a little external drive, so I know where it is. But it'll be really important for those of you that are presiding officers to get that in the morning and then to replace it in the evening. So not to leave it in the laptop and just to put it in that little zippy.
So before this, we just would go. to
You just
the
had a
website.
password.
Huh?
You just had a password.
We had a password?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the gray binder though, so it
No, I
was one of
believe it.
those like,
I don't think I ever, I think I had to go verify somebody once and I just used the public page and it said.
Whoever set up that laptop in the
Opened
morning.
it with
Oh,
a
that's
pass.
really? Usually it's me.
It was ready for you.
I never had to do it.
And you don't have to worry about like ejecting it like a USB drive or anything. You can literally just unplug it and it will work again, plugging it in again. There's really
That's good to know.
not supposed to be fancy at all.
and if
you're
you
not gonna
keep
do
it plugged in, you shouldn't have to log in again that day.
That's correct.
It doesn't kick you out after half an hour or something. Okay. So that's all the excitement about the UB key.
My phone will be in big and bold. We need IT help.
Are we done with
Yep.
item 6? We'll move on to item 7.
Okay, so heard from Lawrence, who is the facilities support for the school district, who's great. He sets up the school locations. So they have a little bit different arrangement with the gym and that door. So the door that we used to call the exit now is a key door. And they're using it to access the gym, and they would like us to use it to access the polling location. So they want us to come in that door, vote the 2 districts, and then come out through the lobby. So that door that we used to, when you're looking at Tuttle, that right-hand side door that we used to go in and out, they want that as an egress. So I said, okay. So we're just gonna do kind of a reverse of what we usually do. I think 9 will, when you go in that back door, will still be on the left. We'll do 11 on the right. But I think it gives us a little more space to push things down. And so once you come in that door, then we'll have a direction table, somebody that's telling you go left or, go straight. So it's just gonna be a reverse. So I just wanted to,
So the exit is now gonna be the entrance.
yeah.
So that they're gonna come in through that dark vestibule.
I think there's light in there now. I did tell him I'd go take a look at it with him this coming week, just to make sure
I
that
don't want it. dark.
I am comfortable. The benefit that I see is for the poor people that have always been the BCA in 9 because it is drafty. So you won't have that anymore. But I want to make sure it's gonna work. I think it should be fine. But
So they get exit through the lobby?
exit through the lobby, they'll put the, like the movie stanchions up.
Yeah.
So people just come out that door and come right out the lobby, that front door.
So the candidates are gonna have to stand kind of weird in some weird area where there might be a snowbank and it's not.
So there's a sidewalk,
Yeah,
so they'll have to stand on the sidewalk.
And there will be signage because this is different.
There'll be signage. Yep. Yep. And the candidates can still stand where they usually stand there. They just are gonna need to face this way as opposed to that way.
They're gonna look at the spots.
Are the candidates allowed to snow clean the snowbanks? No. No.
No. Great question though.
Centrifuge, do your opponent in yellow.
Oh. It's terrible.
Sorry.
Okay, that's all I have for that one.
All right, so item 8.
So item 8, I scheduled with Corey Hill for Thursday, the 26th from 9:30 to 10:30. Is anyone else aware of other senior housing facilities that still exist? Because the other ones that we had gone to are no longer like that I am aware of, that,
What about gazebo?
I don't know.
Yeah, she still lives in a senior housing. And what do you say, Harbor Village?
So Harbor Village wasn't one that we went to before.
Yes, well, I did, I went.
Me too.
Harbor View.
It's the Harbor Village, it used to
It's
be
the-
Pillsbury Senior Community,
In the back.
and we went to the Allen
Road one.
Road
Location.
part of Harbor.
yeah.
You go to
Okay,
the
so I'll
down
call them then to schedule.
Okay.
Okay,
and you're saying this one for Quarry Hill is February 26th?
26th.
That
So let me
works.
call 9:30. And then we don't have anything on Williston Road.
There's the gazebo's closed, both of them are closed?
Well, they-
It's still there, but
They were
It's not,
living.
And what about?
yeah, assisted living only.
Shelburne Bay, of course, is in Shelburne.
Right, gazebo might be memory care now.
Is Shelburne Bay? No.
In Shelburne.
Shelburne,
Mhm.
just barely over, I guess.
Yeah. So
Um,
I will, is same person still over there? Do you know? Ruth?
Valerie Cody is,
Oh, Valerie Cody.
is the,
Okay.
executive director.
Do you know if Ruth Severance is still there?
Yes, she is.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I'll email
she's
her.
Activities, well, now she's something different, but
Yeah.
she's in sales now. They keep changing where they.
But if I reach out to Ruth, she'll put me in touch with the right person.
She will.
Okay, so let me reach out to them today and get a date scheduled, and then I'll reach out to see if anybody can do it. If not, we can do two from here.
What do you define as senior housing?
Well, I don't define it, but you had all defined it as assisted living facilities. So not senior housing. So like, we don't go over to Allard Square. We don't, yeah. So it's not congregate senior housing, it's assisted living.
And that's why the Harbor View people who are independent have to go over to Allen Harbor. They're in that community, but
But Allen Harbor is the
is the
assisted living.
assisted.
Okay, so I was, yeah, I didn't call them because I was thinking the building that they closed in front was the
South
assisted
Harbor?
living, the South Harbor.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that
okay.
is, no, the Allen Harbor is still is assisted living.
Okay, great. So I'll call them. Other than that, is there, so we need two people to do the Thursday, the 26th. Basically, what you do is you come here, you know, grab the voter registration forms, a ballot box, ballots and envelopes, and you go over with a computer and do just a little mini run through. They can vote on site, or you can just have people.
How long you leave it? 30 to 10:30?
9:30, it's an hour.
Not too many people showed up.
I was gonna say the last time I did it over there,
Two.
and
Yeah.
I think half of them, there were a few people came to register, but they weren't going to vote. They want to vote in November.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so funny, yeah, that they did that too.
New
But,
people, yeah.
They need to really post it, because I know my mother's, they didn't do a very good job of letting them know, so.
Okay,
If we gave them a flyer,
yeah, we can generate a flyer.
Maybe that would be helpful for them.
Okay,
okay,
But it was not well documented, because
right,
the Harbor View people are in a whole separate building. And they have to get over to Allen Harbor to do the voting. So that communication is a little weak,
yeah.
but anyway, it's.
So
Is-
gazebo's gone.
on Williston Road, yes.
It's.
Two
People in
buildings,
it now.
gazebo and something else. So one
Yeah,
of
they
them
have
is-
like assisted living in one building, memory care in the other, but these look like my great aunt lives over there, it's there.
Yeah,
It's memory care?
there's memory care. Yeah,
I'm surprised that they don't, I thought they were open again. I thought they were.
If they're open again, I'll call them.
okay, I think they are.
Does.
Okay, so maybe they closed the memory care.
Yeah.
But then it's still assisted living, right?
Mm-hmm,
Okay,
Two people needed for Thursday at Quarry Hill. I'll put myself down.
okay. So Chris and Ann. So what would you do, Chris and Ann, for that? And then let me call those two places then and see if we can schedule something.
Unfortunately, I'm going to be away.
No, that's okay. And if we get some times, I mean, we can go as staff too, so
Mhm.
that's not a problem.
Item 9.
So this is just two people on call the day before elections, in case we get any. I just got into the hospital, there's no way I can come and vote. So we're required to take those up to 24 hours before the election. So we would know by noon, the day before the election if we had any of those. Few and far between, but okay, Lynn and Ann. Okay, so either way, I will call you or email you Monday at noon.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
great.
Item 10.
So item 10, you do have a printout on the back of your little packet here.
last page.
Last page, it's just from the Secretary of State's office. So lots of conversation about safety at the polls, threatening behavior, what happens if ICE agents are there. So I wanted to kind of give you the messaging from the Secretary of State's office. A copy of this will be in the gray binders, so you can refer to it. It'll have its own tab. But essentially, you know, the big bullet points are that I'm working with our police department. They know the locations of the elections. They know the date and the time span of the elections. At this point, they're not planning on being at any of the polling locations as a presence, but in the community and aware, kind of circling, doing some drive-bys. But that, especially these lower statutes, that, you know, really there is no intimidation of voters allowed by any agency. These are state elections, and that the state police are policing. So there should not be federal agents there policing any elections. Nobody is to be intimidated. Nobody is to be prohibited from voting. You know, I think this is probably a bigger concern for those communities, Burlington, Montpelier, and Winooski, who have elected in their local elections to allow for non-citizen voting. But I just want all of us to be aware that if there is a presence of ICE agents or anybody beyond our local police that are just checking in, the presiding officer should definitely know. You should call me, and I call the Secretary of State's office. So, yeah, Lynn.
Can I wear my migrant justice sweatshirt when I go out to confront ICE as the presiding officer? All people are welcome. No, my serious question is, if somebody comes in to register to vote and shows us a state ID.
Yep.
Or a license, or a mail, that they live in South Burlington.
Yep.
At this point, we don't have to ask them if they are citizens, correct?
Correct. So in fact, we should not be
Mhm.
asking them any other questions.
We
In
just
Vermont,
have an
yeah,
point of it on.
yeah.
Is that the difference?
So the registration
Yeah.
certificate, you have to check, I'm 18 or older,
Yeah.
I am a US citizen, and da, 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 da. So they are self-attesting,
I see.
and then they self-attest with their signature. So we don't ask for any proof of citizenship. We don't ask for anything beyond fill out this form. There's an additional form if we need to verify that somebody lives in South Burlington. If they don't have a proof of that. But other than that, we don't ask for anything.
So they self-attest.
Yep. Yep.
One other item, I think, you know, as I see the name tags of our city councilors,
Yes.
I strongly feel, and I hope everybody can give me a straw full support on this, that, you know, we as Board of Civil Authority members should have a name tag similar to that, as opposed to necessarily the ones that you have that appear to be more temporary for us. But to have them imprinted or emblazoned, similar to Tim said.
I do have some lanyards.
No,
That would
no,
be different than the sticker.
You want something like that.
I want something more permanent looking.
I don't know that I can get them by the
Not-
election.
Not by this election.
Yeah.
The idea being for August. and
Okay.
September.
Yeah.
And similarly, you know, it should state, you know, Trish, Board of Civil Authority.
Yep,
Justice
yeah.
of the Peace, those two line items.
Okay.
I think are appropriate for our role.
That's the budget, not the budget.
And
I'm sure they're minimal.
for some policing,
How much they cost.
for the November election. But moreover, it may become important to have a body camera for a presiding officer for the 5 polls. For the November election. You feel no?
I don't wanna do whatever.
No, okay.
No, we do not need that.
All right,
You got your phone.
Cause you get the privacy issue is.
I agree with that.
You
Looking
know,
for-
around the
You don't need
tabulator
it.
anyway.
You do not need it.
So pull out your phone.
I mean, I think there's some research to be done
Okay.
about that.
Yeah.
But I think we do have some time ahead of November, but I think
All right. so we're-
maybe it makes sense after this election, you know, in May or June to have a BCA meeting with the police chief as well
Yes.
and kind of talk through some of those issues.
Well, this is where I made a request that we have additional funding for a law enforcement officer from South Burlington at each of polling locations in November. Just to prevent this, as we did in previous elections when we were going through the mascot changeover and things of
Yeah.
that sort. Where they came contentious. It alleviates the presiding officer over having a body camera, because if you have a member of the police force there, then you're okay. But my overriding concern is if I have to go outside and confront somebody, you know, for being interfering with an election on the outskirts of the polling facility, then I want, you know, some sort of visual record of the situation. And that's my feeling of it. So I'm looking what can I do, but I also know that what we have existing should be sufficient. You're right. But can we agree on the name tags at least? Okay.
We used to have those meetings.
Yes,
When I
You
was-
have lanyards.
No, we have plastic, I still have one.
Yeah.
Plastic name tags that said Board of Civil Authority.
I like the magnetic one.
Like these?
Yes, yeah, they were
Magnetic
mine
is
is
good.
gray.
Magnetic's better than the.
Yeah, we can definitely order some.
Sounds on
Magnetic.
Burlington. can do that.
Not the pins.
Yes.
That's
You think they can?
sweater's thank you.
So I can ask, I mean, and just ask for a rush and see if they'll do them
Oh, Tim will.
to have us, you know, that would be ideal.
Get his phone number and I'll tell him the only way he's gonna get one is he bring.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
comes and expects you to do all the training for him.
No kidding. I think
Thank
he's
you.
running
local
for a
release
number of things and
Eventually.
that's what he does.
Oh, really? Yeah. He's ready to. he's
I
wait-
just
wait-
told him, sit here and work.
He's waiting to see for our president. if there isn't a vote.
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not, I wouldn't.
Well, so from this conversation, I'm hearing two things. One is to order tags, which I can
Thank you.
start to do on Monday. And then the other is to keep in mind after this election cycle, you know, maybe May or June is having a BCA meeting with the police chief to have conversations about this. I know in the past, we have talked about policing at polling locations, and a previous police chief felt very strongly that police should not be at polling locations because a lot of people feel like that's intimidating. So I think really hearing from all sides of what is, you know, what works and have a plan going forward.
Sure.
Yeah, the word in my head is free and fair election.
Yeah.
So sometimes police can give people the image that it's not free.
Even though they wanna be.
Yes, exactly.
I'll just have them hide in parts.
Exactly. And maybe that's the compromise.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay,
Um,
so to be determined.
we're gonna skip tabulator testing item 11, and unless there were any other questions on city. All right,
So the
so,
chain of command probably is something God does have to
Yeah.
call you, call SOS, they call state police or whoever.
Well, if, yes, that's how it would go. If there is an immediate altercation, always just call 911, call the police right away.
Yeah.
And then call me and I'll
But
call
if
the
it's
Secretary of
just
State's office.
Standing out there with like big ice.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that's the chain. And we can kind of delineate some of that in the notes.
Sean said something.
all right, so we're gonna go to item 12, other business. Anybody have any other business? And then we're going to ask for item 13, adjournment, and then after adjournment, we're gonna do item 11, the tabulator testing.
Correct.
Since there should not be any need to,
Do the folks online have any questions?
There's no folks online except for Town TV who's required to record and Sue Alnick who's doing the minutes. So
okay,
Motion to adjourn.
thank you. Second, Linda, thank you. And all those in favor of adjournment, please say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
I will end this.